Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Touching the Void, an Azorius Synthesizer deck featuring a token-generating machine. Well, it's an enchantment. As usual, the goal is to flood the board with robot men. In this case, we have small mites as well as robot overlords. Thanks to the mites being artifacts, they'll boost our overlord stats. We've got some removals, a wipe, and a couple of ways of making synthesizer copies. It's all about the march of our robot men, both big and small. Let's get in there. We're playing 4 copies of Authority of the Consuls. It gives us a point of life for every one of their men when they play them out. As a bonus, they'll enter tapped, so they won't be available to block our men when we go in for damages. Against aggressive players who turn their men sideways turn after turn, this means we can wipe their board clear with Split Up. GG's, bro. Thanks for coming to the big show. 3 steps ahead is a critical piece of any synthesizer deck. Its most important function is the copy option, which lets us make a token copy of our synthesizer. The other options are fine as well. A counterspell is always useful, and drawing cards can help us find one of our factories. We've got Not on My Watch to snipe enemy men that are coming at us. At 2 mana, it's easy to leave up when we're sure that we have an enemy that will be attacking that we need gone. The exile ensures it won't be coming back. We've got the full set of Skrelv's Hive, which generates a lad at the beginning of our turn. Sure, they are small, but being artifacts, they'll boost our robot overlords. Once we have at least 3 poison on the opponent, our lads gain lifelink and we'll be able to get back life we've lost. Each lad costs us a life when it pops out, so we need to be sure we don't get too low on life. The amazing Caretaker's talent is a natural fit when we plan to have a lot of tokens. The card draw is a huge boost, but the copy ability is what can really give us the advantage. We can copy any token, but what we really want to copy is a token synthesizer. Our robot overlords don't need the level 3 boost. The talent will give our tokens, but our lads will be happy to have it. Split Up is our sweeper. It will take out all tapped men or untapped men, whichever is to our advantage. At 3 mana, it's easy to fire it off and have mana left over to play out more cards. The majority of our deck is 3 mana or less, so at 6 mana we can double spell. The synthesizer is our key card. By now, we all should be familiar with what it does. The helm is the perfect partner to the synthesizer. Every time we get a token artifact, the helm will generate a map token as well. This makes it so our robot overlords increase in size rapidly. And not only that, but we can use it to make a copy of any token artifact we have on board. Duplicating the synthesizer this way is a sure way to end the game fast, as we'll be able to do so turn after turn. The Patchwork Banner is a great tool to have in the deck as it ramps us, color fixes, and pumps our lads. In previous synthesizer decks, we've used it to pump our robot overlords, and we still can this time, but if we have a Hive in play, we'll want to pump the lads. Last but not least is Extravagant Replication, the enchantment that will give us a free copy of any non-land permanent we have in play. Free hives, free banners, free talents, but better yet, free synthesizer copies. It's like using a cheat code. For lands, we're playing 4 Temple of Enlightenment, the Azorius Skyland, 3 Restless Anchorage, the Azorius Manland, 4 Flood Farm Verge, the plains that becomes a duel when we have an island or plains in play, 6 Island, and 7 Plains. Playing the deck is fun and easy. In the early turns, we'll use removals to prevent taking too much damage or get a Hive in play to start generating token men. A talent will help us not only with copying and boosting tokens, but with the draw, it can help find a synthesizer or additional copies. By the mid-game, we should have a board set up and be set to make synthesizer token copies and start building an army of robot overlords as well as lads. We should be able to outpower the opponent in most cases and get in for hits turn after turn. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is 99k Leggett, but Leggett to where, bro? We kick things off with a Shuffler special, with an Authority, a Hive, a Removal, and a pair of counters. The Hive alone can give them hell, so we'll keep our pants on. We draw another Hive, so we'll be going double Hive early on. The Authority will make sure any potential blockers won't be available until the turn after they come down. It's almost like getting an extra turn. Beanstalk bros are going to beanstalk. They better have brought blockers or this game might already be over. We whiff on finding a third land, but we have a second hive to play out anyways. Double the lads, double the poison, double the fun. A Smelf comes down, but it's a rather poor blocker. We'll be able to attack into it. They fire off a removal and snipe our one lad. That does buy them a bit of time before we start adding poison counters. The dangers of keeping a shuffler special is you have to be sure you can play the game with only the 2 lands. The double hive action is going to have to pull more than its weight. They send in their Smelf, but we pack it up and shove it on the plane to Belize. Get gone, girl. We'll smell you later. That's all right, Shuffler. We got this with only 2 lands. We don't need any more. Keep all the lands in your pants and just whip them out when you need them. That's a doubling season they're landing. But what are they doubling? Their ramp? That's right. Let's not bother trying to block. Turn your only guy sideways, bro. Very nice. Miracles do happen, boys. There's our third land. Now we'll be able to play out the banner and name Phyrexian. That'll be double the pain and the lads will have lifelink from here on out. They're gonna need a sweeper or 3 blockers. That is not a blocker. Oopsie poopsie, bro, you played out the wrong thing. Should have kept that in your pants.
I'll show you city slickers, how we handle things in the wild.
Taking out a hive is useless at this point. We're taking this one when we were stuck on 2 for the majority of the game. Don't play decks like this. They fired off 1 removal and that was about all they did this game. Trash. Nothing but trash. This is the Great Nate, 2401. He's awake for 1 hour out of every 24. I'm sure that's what that means. We're starting this one off with a 3-lander with a synthesizer, a wipe, and a way to copy the synthesizer. The authority is gravy on this boat. Keep. They land a white ley line before we can even put our pants on. All the life they gain, we can take away. They play out a case. When they play out one of their men, they'll gain a life, but so will we. They play out a healer. It's only a 3/1 with lifelink, which is completely fine. We'll be happy to introduce him to our Robot Overlords. It's time to synthesize. We have a land and another authority on top. We could easily send both on down, but let's keep the authority. The life gain could make a difference. Bro is a sheltered by ghosts player, oopsie poopsie. Men are much too fragile to use them as a way to remove opposing permanents. We'll go ahead and get our synthesizer back this turn. Smell you later, get gone, girl. On top, we get a removal and a land. We'll ship the land, but hang on to the removal in case of sheltered by ghosts. A ghost vacuum? They're going to suck. Suck it real good, bro. Hey, they have a hive. That's their best card so far. We probably should make a token synthesizer this turn, but let's go ahead and drop the other authority and play out the banner naming construct. We'll get a Robot Overlord and we can start smashing in for hits. They show their true Orzhov colors. another healer, and use it to get back their sheltered by ghosts. I guess if you didn't learn the first time, you're never learning this lesson. We're going to go ahead and send in our Robot Overlord. We want to make sure they attack in with their token. I think they suspect a trap. They're slow rolling this one. Come on in, bro. The door is wide open. Finally, they send it, and it was a trap. Let's get our synthesizer back. On top, we have a talent and a hive, but it might be too late for the hive. Let's send it on down, but we'll definitely keep the talent. They play out a bat that will take away our 3 steps ahead. That's a shame, since we were going to use it to copy our synthesizer, then copy the copy with the talent we have coming up. We'll play out the talent and copy our Robot Overlord. That'll get the damages rolling, and we get a draw. A second talent will be nice. It's more copies and more draw. We'll hold off on attacks in case they draw a removal. We want to be able to block for the moment. The time for pain will come soon enough. They give up their case to be able to bring back a healer, which will bring back the sheltered by ghosts more than likely. I mean, as long as they think it's good. What happens if we draw another board wipe? We draw into a hive. Not the greatest, but not bad either. This turn has to go to our other talent, though. That's double card draw versus their top decking. We draw a land and a duplication, which is fine. We can use it to copy Robot Overlords or Hives. We'll go ahead and play out the Hive. We'll want the extra draws at the beginning of our turn. They get card draw of their own, but it costs them a pair of life to draw. Good thing they're sitting on 48 life. To my shock, we draw a pair of synthesizers. That's enough to be able to go into attack mode. It's a double synthesizer turn for us. We'll keep the banner. It's more synthesizer triggers and extra pain for the opponent. At this point, that other Hive could have been a land and we'd have kept. This is going to be GG's here pretty soon. Robot Overlords are going to smash. The only men they have that can get in for damages are the only ones that can block. Hilarious, bro. What's the play? Drawing 3 cards a turn without having to spend mana for them is going to let us get out of control. With this banner, we'll boost our lads. The Overlords don't need additional pump, but if the lads get boosted, we'll be able to get extra damages. They try to make everyone think the Ghost Vacuum is good at this point. Spoiler alert, it's not. A Sheltered by Ghosts? Simply shocking. They're putting all their eggs in one basket and asking for it to get smashed. At least they thought about this one. If they send in the bats, they won't be left with much to block with. And we've got 40 power on board. The game is over. We drew a split up. They'll get to keep their one lad they have tapped. All right, it's time to end this one. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the shark man bite. Also GG's. This is Destro Y Ers Demi SE. Man, I never knew Destro's full name until now. Go Joe. We get a shuffler special with a Hive, a synthesizer, a way to copy it, and a way to keep making copies. The removal is the gravy this time. I like it. Keep your pants on. We get a third land right away. Now all we need is time and opportunity to throw down our line plays. Heisenberg. No, wait, that's the wrong name. All right, so far so good. We'll get the Hive down this turn, then Synthesizer next, followed up with a copy and more copies. Then GG's. They play out an annex, so they'll be helping us by taking extra damage. Thanks, bro, I didn't know you cared. It's a synthesizer turn for us. They probably thought we were going to rely on only 1/1 men for damages. On top, we have 2 lands. We'll want both, as using a 3 steps ahead will be 4 mana to copy. But playing out the Helm and activating it in the same turn costs 5 mana, so we'll want to be sure we hit 5 lands. They smartly play out a blocker. That's rather smart, bro. We'll play out our land, but that's all we'll do. We'll save the copying for the end of their turn, or if they decide they want to attack in. They oopsie-poopsie and send in their guy. We'll make an instant synthesizer and block up with our first Robot Overlord. We have a replication on Under the Skyland, which is fine. The game will likely be over by the time we can play it out, but we'll keep it. They play out a would-be removal that will shrink our Robot Overlord down so it trades. Which is fine. We've lost a token, they've burnt a pair of cards. We'll get in for hits with the lads. That'll be 2 poison, only 1 away from them getting lifelink. They spend their mana on unlocking the ritual chamber and getting a beefy 6/6 demon token. That's nice, bro. Tell me more. We'll make another synthesizer copy, and our Robot Overlords hit an even beefier 8/8 size. Our play is the Helm this turn. We'll be able to make another synthesizer token with it and grow our Robot Overlords even more. That's going to be GG's. Our robots are freaks. Get out of town, Charlie Brown. This is Jet Blue. His weakness is spelling and letting go of that skeleton. We get a 3-lander with a synthesizer and a couple of ways to make copies of our Robot Overlords. Keep. They make the same play as us, but they only wish they were playing the same deck. Angels, I knew I smelled turkey. We'll play out the talent this turn. It'll give us draw if it survives, and if they have anti-enchantment or artifact cards, they can use them on the talent. We'd rather lose it than the synthesizer or the helm. Angels are like rabbits popping out of the woodwork, but they haven't destroyed the talent, so we should be all right. On top, we have a a talent, and a land. We'll ship the land, we have plenty for the moment. Another talent should be able to draw us plenty of firepower. They play out another angel. Are you as not surprised as I am? We'll play the helm out this turn. We have the mana to make a token copy of our first Robot Overlord, but I think we'll be using the mana on our removal. We drew a 3 steps ahead, and as soon as we have a chance, we'll make a copy of the Synthesizer. They fire off a Get Lost on our talent, but it already replaced itself, and the real danger is the Synthesizer now. Plus, those map tokens are going to pump our Robot Overlords. Oopsie poopsie, bro. They get us sheltered by ghosts, but that's an awful removal. And they're taking our Synthesizer. Now that could be a problem. They come in, and now is when we snipe a turkey. Get gone, bird. That split up is the timeliest draw. We'll use it to snipe their ghosted turkey and get our Synthesizer back. Wait. Let's get in for damages first, or we'll take out our Robot Overlord as well, and if we go in, he'll be spared. It's not like they were gonna block. Angel players have no idea how to block. They swing in anyways, like they're going to be able to win a race against our Robot Overlords. Didn't I say they have no idea how to block? We'll make another Robot Overlord at the end of their turn. Sure, they gain a life, but our men grow faster than the amount of life they gain. We get a Synthesizer, so we'll play it out. They'll need a removal to survive our turn. On top we have GG's, extra cheese. Smell you later, Charlie Clown. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.